Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Blair's Always Right. This is the show where I talk my shit, run my mouth, and give all of my opinions, which are usually controversial, but always right. Because Blair's always what? Exactly. Ah! Oh my gosh. So I know we had our episode like a month ago, our interview episode with the icon, the legend, Maya Big Mac McKenzie. But I haven't done a like solo episode in months. Let me say this, okay? Basically, I don't know if I explained on the. I don't know what happens, okay? I just record them. What happens, happens. I think I am gonna edit this video. I didn't edit the other ones. I edited the interview, some of it, sort of. But I realized I take a lot of long pauses, and I don't finish. It's a lot going on, okay? Okay, this show was a lot. But regardless, let's talk about why I left, okay? Hey, let me tell you the real tea. Okay, the reason why I left was because I was recording an episode every day, an hour and a half every day, girl. But it was therapeutic. I loved it. I was having so much fun. Um, and then for some reason I was recording on Photo Booth because I was just like, girl, I'm just gonna record on Photo Booth, and Photo Booth was corrupting the files. I recorded 2 episodes, hour and a half long, corrupted the file. Video nowhere to be found. And there was sites where you can like have the file uncorrupted. I'm not paying $70. I don't like you bitches that much. I really don't. So girl, like no. And I was trying to practice a lot of radical acceptance, you know what I mean, and just accept the circumstances for what they are and keep moving and everything. But I was like, girl, I'm not about to keep doing this. Like, I'm not, you know. And I was really unmotivated. It was really upsetting because I was having so much fun. And then it was like all these other things. It took me forever to find somewhere to actually start recording. I'm hoping this works. The platform I'm using now. And so, yeah. And then I started school. So then it was just like, with me when it comes to school, like, well, started it back up the fall semester. And, what happens for me when I have like when I have class is that I know I have assignments, so I know I should be doing them. And then when I'm not doing them, I feel guilty for not doing them. So then I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to record an episode of Blair's Always Right because I could be doing other stuff. But then I spend the time on my phone avoiding other stuff anyway. So I could have just recorded the freaking episode. Anyway, we're back. We're back. Are we whoa. Are we back for good? One may never know. But what we do know is that we're back right now. Oh, also the background. We have the icon, the legend, the Queen Mother, Tina Turner, for those of you who don't know. Speaking of Tina Turner, okay. Are we going to get into our first topic? So, okay. Pretty recently I've been in another big Tina Turner kick. And I've been streaming the hell out of the 24/7 Nope, Break Every Rule album. And I really do love it. Afterglow, in the afterglow of your love, dreaming's all I'm guilty of. Every day playing tough, but I read my mind. I love it so much. And actually, you know what we're going to talk about today? I have no outline for today. We're going to be all over the place today. Also, for some reason, okay, there's a muscle back here that you use to move like this area. And I'm guessing, no, it's like this area. And for some reason, for me, that's always like, you know, and so it hurts and it strains and it really hurts. And for some reason, it only does it when I'm like recording. Whatever. Let's go over my Spotify Wrapped. Okay. First of all, according to Spotify, I listened to music to Spotify for 9,237 minutes. That's only 6 consecutive days. Okay, I'm not a girl that listens to music 24/7. Like, the girls really be like having like just music all the time. Y'all don't do nothing else. Okay, what I will say is I'm an avid YouTube watcher. I watch the YouTube. I wish YouTube I wish on the little YouTube rap thing they had a thing saying how much YouTube you watch, how many minutes. Also, I had a cup of coffee today, but it was like a light roast. Like it wasn't nothing crazy. And what I need right now in my veins is a latte. But it's 4 p.m. But also I don't care. I don't have anything to do tomorrow. I should make a latte. I should have came here prepared with a latte. What's happening? And you know what? Let me say another thing. Every time I come here too, I think about recording, my thing that like stresses me out is I'm like, okay, well, what if I start recording and I'm just not liking what's happening and I'm not liking what's going on? But also, like, what'd he do? What'd he do? Okay, we're just gonna reveal. My top genres were musicals, soul, pop rap, singer-songwriter, and hip house. I don't know what those mean. I don't know what those means. Okay, again, I think that there was some tomfoolery. I think that there was tomfoolery with Spotify Wrapped. Now I feel like I'm getting in a little bit of a flow state. Okay, actually, before we talk about that, we're going to talk about everything else. My listening age was 66 since I was into music from the late 70s, which, accurate. Okay, I'll take it. You listened to 845 songs this year. Really? What do they count as listening? Whatever. My number one song was Blow Gabriel Blow from the 1987 production of Anything Goes. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I listened to it. I listened to it a ton earlier this year. Enough for it to be my number one song? No. My top 5 songs was Blow Gabriel Blow, Rainbow High, Elaine Page, Shake It Off, Mariah Carey, Another Suitcase in Another Hall, in Another Hole. Whoa. Another Suitcase in Another Hall, David Essex and Siobhan McCarthy, and Buenos Aires, Elaine Page. I don't believe that was my top 5. I don't believe that was my top 5. There's other songs that I have listened to a lot more. And so they do have, when they make your playlist, it does show you how many times you listen to it. And it does say, I only listen, like, whoa, my God. Oh. Alanis Morissette was not too far down. But still, I don't think I listened to Blow Gabriel Blow 7 more times than I listened to You Ought to Know. Or, All I Really Want. I don't think that. I don't believe I listened to Blow Gabriel Blow that much. Especially because when I looked on one of those little Spotify stats account or pages, websites, it was a different top 5 that was showing. Whatever. So yeah, that was my top 5 songs. My top album was Jagged Little Pill. Of course it was. Girl, when I tell you, let me tell you when I discovered Jagged Little Pill. I discovered Jagged Little Pill when I was during the summer semester. Okay, I was doing assignments and I just needed something. And I was like, you know what? I had really started listening to You Ought to Know again. I had a little kick of it, then I got out of it, then I was like, okay, let me put this song on again. Then I just kept feeling like I kept hearing people talk about the album, so I said, okay, well, girl, let me tune in. I put it on, completely obsessed. Okay, we're going to talk about Jagged Little Pill in a little bit. Yeah, it says I listened to it for 863 minutes. So almost 10% of my total minutes listened this year was listening to Alanis Morissette. Well, just Jagged Little Pill. My top 5 albums were Jagged Little Pill, the original Evita London cast album, Foreign Affair, Tina Turner, Wicked the soundtrack. Sure. But Break Every Rule should have been up here. Whatever. And then number 5 was SOS. I truly believe, I did not listen to SOS that much this year, but whenever I do listen to it, I do listen to it front to back. You know what I mean? So in terms of actually listening to an album, I was listening to that front to back. My top artist. Oh, wait, I should have put Alanis Morissette behind me then, huh? Well, my top artist was Alanis Morissette. Oh, minutes listened, 956. So wait. I wasn't listening to much other Alanis Morissette than Jagged Little Pill. Even though my bestie, my diva, my husband, Hamza did tell me to listen to that other album, which I need to get into. Yeah, so I listened to a lot. I was a 0.2% global fan. Listened to Alanis Morissette. 10% of my total listening this year was to Alanis Morissette, which is why I thought one of the songs would be in the top five and top spot. I was like, oh, Alanis is gonna be the top spot. Honestly, I thought Tina Turner was gonna be the top artist because I listened to her more throughout the year. Alanis came in August and took over the second half of the year. Really, truly, the second fourth, the second third, truly. So, but I listened to Tina throughout, whatever. My top five artists were Alanis Morissette, Tina Turner, hello, Elaine Page, Beyonce, and Mariah Carey. I don't believe Beyonce was in my top five artists. I don't believe that. This is where I'm thinking that the trickery is going on. There is freaking trickery. So I think I'm gonna try and throw up my the little stat thing where it shows all the things. Where should I put it? Should I put it over here? I'm gonna put it right here. Anyway, so now that you've seen it and seen it good, okay, let's get into the trickery of Spotify. Okay, as much as I love Beyonce, there was like three Beyonce songs and one Destiny's Child song in my top 100 playlist. Why is my college calling me? Should I answer? I'm gonna answer.
To repeat this message, please press 1.
Don't piss me off. It's 4 o'clock. Anyway. Okay. Yes. There was like 3 Beyonce songs in my top 100 playlist and one Destiny's Child song, which was so good. And the 3 songs I think were Ya Ya, which I don't remember listening to that much. Actually, let's go look. Yeah, we have So Good with 7 listens. Ya Ya with 6 listens. And I feel like I remember seeing other Beyonce. Oh, Virgo's Groove with 8 listens. Actually, that might just be all the Beyonce that's here. That's the only Beyonce that's here. There's more Cher. There's more Cher in my top 100 than there is Beyonce, and Cher is not in my top 5. Listen, I love Beyonce. Love Beyonce down. Had this been last year, actually, I'm pretty sure Beyonce was in my top 5 from last year. Yeah, Beyonce was my number 4 artist last year too. Because I was listening to a lot of her. But I listened to way more Beyonce last year than I did this year, and she's in the same spot. And I know for a fact I listened to more Mariah Carey. I know for a fact that I listened to more Mariah Carey. So how is Beyonce above Mariah Carey? Something is truly up. Something is truly up. Because also, I'm looking, my top like 5 songs were the same ones from last year. Now, granted, I probably was running up that top 100 playlist on Spotify because I do re-listen to songs far too much. There is no way that Beyonce was in my top 5. That's just not correct. There is no way Beyonce's in my top 5. And speaking of that, actually, let's go look at one of those Spotify stat accounts. According to stats for Spotify.com, my top artist for the year was Nicki Minaj. And Alanis Morissette was number 9. Something's not right. Something's not right. Something's going on. There's some trickery because I did not listen to that much Nicki Minaj at all this year. I can count on my finger like one day where I remember listening to Nicki, like a lot of it. One day, and it wasn't even that much, really, truly. There's something going on with Spotify. It's probably AI. They probably used AI instead of just this looking at the stats that they freaking have. But there is no way that Beyonce was in my top 5. Sorry, and not above Mariah Carey. Are you freaking crazy? I listened to Mariah Carey a whole bunch this year. There was multiple days where I played Bliss over and over. Touch me, baby. Hey, it feels so amazing, yeah. As you stimulate me, yeah. And you make me want you more and more. Okay, let's talk about Jagged Little Pill. Am I gonna talk about any of those other things? I don't know. We're gonna talk about Jagged Little Pill. This episode is gonna be so nonsensical. It's my first episode I've recorded in like 6 months. Girl, let me get my sea legs, okay? Okay, let's talk about Jagged Little Pill. This album is, there's no skips. Okay, well, there are some. Okay. There are some songs that I will skip from time to time. Sometimes I skip Mary Jane. Sometimes I just finish off the album and not the doctor. Okay. There are some times. But that's all. Mary Jane is the only song where I'm like, all right, after I listen to Head Over Feet, I'm ready to listen to Ironic. You know what I mean? Mary Jane, it kind of slows down the album. I can't even lie to you. It could have used without Mary Jane. But the song is still good. Okay? What's the matter, Mary Jane? Are you happy? Please don't censor your tears. Okay. Okay, anyways, yes, this album is so good. My favorite song is Not the Doctor. Let's talk about Not the Doctor, okay? Girl, when they scanned this for copyright, I was about to say, girl, they were gonna get me together, girl. Okay, Not the Doctor. Let's talk about Not the Doctor. Not the Doctor is a song, and it is about codependency. And it is a beautiful work of art, and it is the most Aquarius Venus coded song I've ever heard. It is the most Blair coded song I've ever heard. She says, first of all, the first line of the song is, I don't want to be the filler if the void is solely yours. I don't want to be your glass of single malt whiskey hidden in your bottom drawer. Okay, I don't want to be the thing that you, this is not the, I don't want to be the thing that you drink after a long day to take the edge off. No. But my favorite lyric, my second favorite lyric is, I don't want to be your other half. I believe that 1 and 1 makes 2. I have tried to explain this to many people and they act like I'm speaking gibberish. If I have $20, right? Let's say I have $20 and you come along and you give me $20. Wow, that's great. I have $40. That's amazing. But if ever there's a time where you feel like you need to take your $20 back, right? I'm left with the $20 I originally had that I was happy with. I was happy with my original 20. So now that you took your 20 back, sure, it's sad that I don't have $40 anymore, but I still have my 20 that I was fine with at the beginning. Do you get the allegory I'm trying to say? I am a fully complete person. If you want to come and you want to add to what's going on, that's phenomenal. That's great. That's amazing. But if you take your $20 back, I'm good. I still got the 20 I started with. Nobody could ever complete me. No one could ever be my other half, my better half. Are you crazy? I'm the whole thing, and honey, I'm great. You know what I mean? Nobody could ever complete me. I'm not your other half. 1 and 1 is 2. I'm not a half a person. Maybe you're half a person that needs to be completed, but you go find you somebody that's willing to give you the half of them. Because I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Get that maggot off the TV. I'm not watching that. Okay? Girl, this song is so... Girl, visiting hours are 9 to 5. And if I show up at 10 past 6, would I already know that you'd find some way to sneak me in? Even if I let you down. Even if the hospital says I can only come from 9 to 5 and I show up an hour late, will you still try and sneak me in because you can't go without me? You can't go without me so bad that even when I disappoint you and can't show up for you, you're going to force me to show up for you. You're going to do everything you can because you can't go without me. She says, mind the empty bottle with the holes along the bottom. I'm pouring into you, and you put holes at the bottom. You knew it was going to spill out. You knew I was going to spend this whole time, pouring into you, when you weren't planning on saving that. When you knew it wasn't going to do anything. Because there's holes at the bottom. It's always going to leak out. I'm always going to still have to keep pouring into you. You're going to have to keep depending on me because you have holes along the bottom. Girl, I don't want to be responsible for your fractured heart and its wounded beat. Almost fell back in my chair. Alanis. You come here, Alanis. The diva that you are, the icon, the legend that you are. You will always be famous. You will always be famous, Alanis Morissette. You will. Oh, also, speaking of famous, I have candles lit right now. Okay. One of them is a wooden wick. It smells so good. But the problem is, the size of the candle, it should have 2 wicks. There should be 2 wicks in there. But there's one. And it's wooden. So the burning, she's no Paris. Okay? The other one though. It's beautiful. I didn't know originally that you were supposed to let candles burn to the sides when you first, pretty much every time you use it so it doesn't cave in. And so it caved in, but I've had it burning long enough today that it's starting to, we're coming together. Anyway. So it smells really nice. I do have my fan going. I said this the very first episode. I'm not sacrificing my comfortability. Oh, I forgot. The first episode is private. Because, I could edit it so that I could post it. Will I? I don't know. Either way. Yes. Wow. This song, it's too much to ask for, and I'm not the doctor. This song is about being selfish in a beautiful manner, in a beautiful way. I love this song, okay? Visiting eyes are 9 to 5, and if I show up at 6:10, would I? Okay, another song I love, Hand in My Pocket. The song is about the duality of life. I got one hand in my pocket, and the other one's flicking a cigarette. You know what I mean? Right through you. I see right through you. What else? All I Really Want. Love All I Really Want. Oh my gosh. And all I need now is intellectual intercourse. A soul to dig the hole much deeper. And all I really want is a kindred. Wow, Alanis. I think I would rate this album a 9.5 out of 10. Mary Jane is a beautiful song, but it tends to, tear up the momentum. No tea, no shade. So Alanis, if you want to, I don't know, give me something for liking your song, I would be very happy. Alanis, tell your team to reach out. Thank you. What's another, let's get into some more music I've been freaking loving, okay? Matter of fact, that's what we're going to talk about today, some music, okay? Oh, Falling Like Rain by Tina Turner. This song, when it first, okay, will I get, there, I'm not even going to play around because I don't want to have to re-edit this after I'm already going to. Falling Like Rain. We're not going to let any more like that. Okay, we're not going to let any more go. This song is beautiful. It's so modern, too. There's this part, it's like, falling like rain. Oh, and it's just it's modern, it's fun. The Da-da-no, 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 dun-dun-dun. And it just really brings you in. The song is beautiful. It's so 80s. Tina really was the 80s, huh? When I think about it, nobody did the 80s like her. Nobody did the 80s like her. You know what I mean? She was the diva, the legend, the icon of the 80s. Um this song, and it really, it has like a, it has a little, and then dun 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 dun, and it brings it in, and then dun, 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 dun. Like it starts off kind of, and then it dunk 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 dunk, and then it gets, and then it, releases at the chorus. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Tina, you did your big one, sister. You know who is doing, you know what? First of all, Foreign Affair, Tina, wow. From what year? 1989. She said, let me show you girls in the 80s how to do it. Let me give one last hoorah before we enter the next decade. Where Alanis then had to show the girls how to do it. And you know who is doing, you know what? One of the greatest choruses of all time. It's literally just, you know who is doing, you know what. So good. It's so good. Because you know who was doing, you know what, girl. It's such a good song. It's so like, it's moving. It just moves you, girl. Oh my God. Break Every Rule. First of all, that song, so good. But the best version is live. Live in Europe. Girl, Break Every Rule live in Europe. Oh my gosh. Because there's just so like she was so right to name the album after the song. Because it's like, it's a love song. It's like, it just feels like you're doing the pony down the street in like somewhere in Europe. You know what I mean? It's just, it's so good. Oh my gosh, Afterglow. Okay. Afterglow by Tina Turner. Listen. Close your eyes. Be with me in this moment. Just close your eyes. Focus on your breath. Breathe in through your nose. Hold it for a moment. And out through your mouth. You know what I mean? Like, be with me. Be present with me in this moment. Afterglow is, just imagine Tina Turner, honestly wearing this exact outfit. Okay, this one right here, right? Imagine streets of New York City in the 80s, but really stereotypical. Like, maybe they didn't even film this in New York. We have the train, imagine I'm Tina, right? Imagine me further back. There's like a train, right here going above me. There's dumpsters, trash. For some reason, there's steam coming from different places. And it's just like the dizz, dizz, dizz. You know what I mean? That was always in the 80s, that they was always using whatever drum that is. I don't freaking know. But either way, and you're just walking in the afterglow of your love. You know what I mean? If you could see me now. Like, it's just so good. It's just like, and just imagine just oh, in the middle of the night. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Everyone go listen to Afterglow by Tina Turner. Hello. Okay. That's, I think, gonna be the end of the song suggestions. Go listen to Jagged Little Pill. Listen to the whole album. Go listen to Break Every Rule. Listen to the whole album. Listen to all the songs. Whatever song I told you to listen to, just listen to it, girl. I don't know what's going on here today. Okay, this episode is gonna be all over the place. I don't care. What else could we talk about? Oh, in the summer, when we had that Mercury retrograde in Leo, when I tell you, that tore me up. Okay, because not only was it a Mercury retrograde, so we're already dealing with a lot. It was a Mercury, it was going retrograde through my first house, girl. Girl. It got me up out of here, girl. Okay, do you understand? That Mercury retrograde, girl, had me going through it. I literally was so upset and stressed, like, every single day. And I deleted social media for, like, it was like 2 weeks or something. Girl, I got back into it, but I was like, girl, I can't be perceived. Like, I can't be in the world. Like, I cannot talk to people. I can't do it. I can't do it. You know what I mean? It was just so much going on. It was like, I was getting so triggered. Because, listen, one thing about me and Reddit, we have a love-hate relationship. I love Reddit because it's so, like, community-based, and you know what I mean? You could really find a community for everything. We're actually going to talk about Reddit in a little bit. But people on Reddit hate me. For whatever reason, every time I post on Reddit, all I get is comments calling me every insult you can think of. Mind you, these people don't know me, have never seen me. Just I gave a little hot take, they hate me. You know what I mean? Like I said, okay, I posted in the Sex and the City subreddit and I said, okay, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I truly believe that every one of the girls ended up with who they should have ended up with. Okay, and actually, let's unpack that. We're gonna take a sip of water. One moment. I said that every one of the women ended up with who they should have ended up with. Por ejemplo. Not even for example. What I mean by that is Charlotte ended up with Harry. Harry taught her how to be a little more free, a little less uptight. He loved her, respected her, cared for her. Okay? Charlotte taught Harry how to clean up a little bit, put some clothes on, just stop putting your balls on this $1,000 couch. Are you crazy? You know what I mean? And shave your back a little bit. Have some respect for yourself. You know? But she also still loved him. You know what I mean? They both taught each other things. Oh wait, no. My take was that all of them ended up with who they should have, except for Miranda. Okay, and I'm just talking about the shows here. You know, Samantha ending up with Smith. Smith loved her, shaved his head for her. He was willing to give that lady the world. Actually, after watching one of Olayemi's little video essays, not video essays, like what she was talking about Samantha and Smith. And Samantha did treat him like a dog. Oh my gosh. Girl treated that man like a dog. Anyway. And oh yeah, but still, he loved her unconditionally. When she went up and pulled that mess with Richard, he was waiting at the bottom. When she came out the elevator, he said, and she said, oh, but still was willing to love her, okay? And Carrie ended up with Big. Carrie treats everybody like shit. Big treats her like shit. They deserve each other. You know what I mean? Miranda was the only one that didn't end up with someone she should have. She should have never even given Steve the time of day. At every turn, at every corner, Steve was just like bogarting. Isn't that a thing? Bogart? Yeah, bogarting. To like bully his way, like push his way and force something. Okay, yeah, he like bogarting his way into her life. Like literally at every turn. Like when he was in his feelings because Miranda wouldn't go to that little basketball thing when she's doing work. She's paying the rent. You do nothing. You're. Oh, he literally. Miranda. And then you gonna freaking talk like that? Miranda. Shut up! Oh my gosh. Oh! And Miranda deserves so much better. And you know, we will talk about the movies. When Steve, she was paying the rent. She was raising the kids. She was his mom's caretaker. His mom's caretaker. And he cheated on her because she wasn't opening the punani for him when she was doing everything else. And he cheated on her. And then all of them convinced her that she was crazy to not forgive him. Like, are you insane? Are you insane? Miranda deserves so much better. And I did not watch, and that's okay. What is it called? And just like that. I didn't watch, and just like that. I almost just called it the same thing again. But what I hear is that Carrie treats her bad again. Like, I can't. Oh, and then so I say all this to say Miranda was the only one that didn't end up with someone that she deserved. And I put that in the subreddit and I said, this might be an unpopular opinion. I don't know if it is. And the people attacked me. When I tell you they attacked me, they called me every name in the book. They started calling me ghetto, ratchet, hood, all of this for defending myself. And I was like, girl, as a self-proclaimed Miranda myself, okay, Because girl, I'm cynical. Girl, I'm Miranda. I'm Miranda down. Um, where is it at? Yeah, I said this might be an unpopular opinion, and when I tell you, everyone literally like shitted on me. Girl, they shitted down my throat. Okay, girl, call me Kendall, because they shitted down my throat. Um, I was looking for the. I'm not reading all that. They hated me so bad. Like, girl, they wanted me to kill myself. And that happened every time I do this. It never comes up. But whenever I don't want it to come up, it does anyway. Whatever, I'm annoyed. It's not the point. The point is um Reddit hates me, and every time I go on there to share community with my community, everyone hates me and I get bullied. And so I kept getting on Reddit. Back to the Mercury retrograde thing. I kept getting on Reddit. It kept triggering me. I kept getting on in arguments on Twitter and Instagram. I said, girl, I just have to go. Actually, before I explain the rest of this, we're gonna take a break. One moment. Can I say something? I kind of remember what I was talking about. But I do remember Reddit. But yeah, Reddit was, girl, they were like kicking in my back about like literally every little thing. And so I was beefing on there. I was beefing on Instagram, constantly getting into arguments on Instagram, getting into arguments on Twitter, girl, like every day. So I just had to delete social media. Also, my phone kept messing up. And when I tell you literally, the day that the retrograde ended, my phone started acting right. The day the next one started, back in November, which wasn't that bad. I don't remember it being that bad. My phone started acting up the same exact way and hasn't acted up since. Girl. Anyway, the girls want to play with the astrological tea, but the real tea is, girl, sorry. What else happened? Oh, something I've been thinking about recently is people say revenge is a dish best served cold. No, it's not. Revenge is a dish served best hot. You know what I mean? Revenge is a dish that's best served right out the air fryer. Because, like, no, I need to get you back in the moment while I'm pissed about it. I don't want to go think about it. Because then the more I go and think about it, the more I'm going to realize, you know what? Okay. Actually, maybe I was kind of wrong. Actually, let me maybe calm down. No! Revenge is best when I get you back right when it happens. You know what I mean? And that's why, as a girl who likes to argue, if I'm not done the argument, we're gonna keep. I'm not finished. We're gonna keep arguing because I don't want it to cool down, and I haven't said everything that I need to say. Because then I'm gonna get pissed about it next week when I remember what I was planning to say to you that I didn't get to say. You know. So yeah, I was thinking about that recently. Like, girl, what do you mean best served cold? And I get it cold, like, emotionless, like it's best served like boom, not. But no, it's best served hot, piping hot. Okay, girl, let me shut up, cause girl, why my phone? That same thing I just said, and my phone hasn't done it since. It's doing it right now. Like, girl, okay. Girl, let me start shutting up, girl. Let me tell you, Hamza, baby, when I catch you, like, I have to kill you at this point. Now, every time I say girl, I never realize how much I say it until you said something. And now that's all I pay attention to. Thank you so much, babe, for all the trauma that you have brought into my life and ushered in. Okay? What was I even talking about, bro? Like, I'm annoyed. I keep getting interrupted. Too much going on. Oh, revenge. Yeah. I don't even care anymore. This episode is so boot nasty. Like, girl, what is happening? Okay. Actually, let's talk about my sex therapist agenda. I want to be a sex therapist, okay? Because I think that people oftentimes view it's almost like an oppressive force. You know what I mean? For a lot of people. And I think I want to teach the girls that it doesn't have to be that. You know what I mean? Also, right quick, can we take a quick detour? The problem with me and why I'm always stuttering, not always, just every once in a while, is because I have a small mouth, very small mouth, right? So there's not a lot of room for my tongue to really move around, but then I try and talk fast. So then if there's like a little, when you're dribbling a basketball and you dribble it too close to the ground and there's like no, you know what I mean, and it just stops because it's just not, coming out. I'm losing my mind. Anyway, sometimes I talk too fast and I don't have enough room in my mouth for the thought to come out, for the tongue to get the word to come out of my mouth. Anyway, see, recording was a mistake. Maybe this is why I don't record, because I just like get nervous that this is gonna happen, where my brain is just gonna go blank. I'm gonna have nothing to talk about. Had I had caffeine, this would have been the greatest episode of all time. It's because I'm really tired. Um, yes, okay. So I think that we often view sex as like an oppressive force, and I think for so long it's been very controlled. Of like, you can only do this. This person has to do this. You know what I mean? It's so like micromanaged by society that people don't understand that it's whatever you want it to be, and it, you it that it's whatever you make it, and like, we're gonna take a break. Okay, we're back without my glasses on because I need to take off one of my senses. I need to take off one of my senses so that my thoughts can process. But yes, I'm gonna I think that people don't understand that it's whatever you make it, and that there's such a wide world out there when we talk about pleasure. And maybe it's because my moon is in my fifth house, whatever it is. And also I have a Sagittarius fifth house. Like, that there is such an expansive world when it comes to pleasure, especially between two people, especially of a sexual nature. And there's so many ways to have sex. Like, it's so vast. And people don't know that because all they're told, because they're not told about it. And because really truly there is so much sex shaming in our freaking society. Like, it's so crazy. It is so crazy. Um that people don't even feel like they can openly explore, openly talk about things, openly express, or even openly search for like their pleasure and their sexual satisfaction. You know what I mean? And that's really, really sad to me. Like, there's this statistic. We're going to look up the statistic. One moment. Okay, I can't find the exact statistics, but what I can find is that like a bunch of women, like, we'll say at least 30%, I think it's more, report the women report that they like don't have never had that they have never had an orgasm before. Because so much of like sex is centered around men and not letting women know that like that this is about you too, and you can find your satisfaction as well. You know what I mean? And I would love to be able to like help people with that. You know what I mean? And talk through things with people. And I also don't think that people understand how much like of sex and sexuality is mental, is your mental state. Like, I mean, let's bring it back to Sex in the City when Trey couldn't get it up with Charlotte because of things going on mentally with him, things that he had, like, that he needed to go work out with doctors and therapists to work it out. You know what I mean? Um and so I think a lot of people, and I mean, even how we saw Charlotte react to that by just, not understanding that this controls that. So this wasn't going up, so that one going up, babe. You know what I mean? And so again, I would love to be able to, have these conversations with people. Or even if you've been watching the most recent season of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, Michaela was talking about, her past trauma has made it so that intimacy is difficult for her, even with her husband. And I think they do talk about going to a sex therapist. I haven't finished the season, so I don't remember if they do wind up going. But yes, or if you've watched Sex Education, I would love to do what the mom does and talk to people about wellness and the mental aspect of it and all these different things, and just help people. You know what I mean? Open up people's minds to the great wide world of sex. And also, like, again, because we do so much sex shaming, as someone who's very interested in the whole ordeal, you know what I mean? And it's not even in like a weird way. Like kinks fascinate me so much. But also so does history. And so does a bunch of other things. And like so does acting, you know what I mean? But my favorite thing is finding out what people's kinks are. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Because it's just like, huh. You know what I mean? It just tells you a lot about a person. I don't know. And one rule with me is I don't kink shame. Okay? As long as you're not harming anyone that did not consent to being harmed, okay? I don't kink shame anybody. Okay? And one mantra I live by is that let he who is without kink cast the first shame. Okay? And you're weird. You got little weird things that you like. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Everybody does. And again, I want to help people to explore that, And I love asking people. I love finding out people's kinks. It's my favorite thing. It's my favorite thing. Because that just, like, it's a way to get in your business without you even knowing I'm in your, like, I'm in your business, but you don't understand I'm up here. You think I'm down, I'm up here. Yeah. Got you. But I still, like, it just tells me so much about people. And it fascinates me. And also, actually, okay, now we're getting into a flow state a bit. Let's talk about, like, shaming people for things as well. One thing I feel like my mission here on earth to do is to, like, teach people how to just accept themselves. You know what I mean? Because really, truly, I always say this, I feel like I'm very in tune with myself. I know what I like. I like trying new things. I know what I like. I know what I do like. I know the songs I like to listen to. And I listen to them. I know the shows I like to watch and I watch them. I know the YouTube videos I like to watch and I watch those too. I know the activities I like to engage in and I engage in them. And I feel like I do it like a lot, like unapologetically. And I feel like without a lot of shame, you know what I mean? I don't have very many guilty pleasures. The only guilty pleasures I have is like, there are some people that are canceled that I'm like, ooh, but I still gotta get into though. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only thing I would ever say that I'm like guilty about. Because other than that, yes, I love show tunes. I'm gonna listen to the Avita Cast album, and who's gonna check me about it? You know what I mean? And I do love watching videos about, presidential elections. I love that. And I'm gonna watch it. You know what I mean? And I feel like so many people feel that they need permission from other people. So many people feel like they need permission from other people to like what they like or to do what they do. And I just feel like I don't need that from people. Like, I don't need people's validation for, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. And I feel like I like talk to a lot of people about that. Like, do you like this? Then do it. I don't know. Like, if you've had a conversation with me, there's been a time where I've said, do you like this? Then do it. Is that the color that you like? Then get it. Do you like the way it looks on you? Then get it. When I'm out like shopping for anything, if there's something in a store and I like the way it looks on me, I'm getting it. I don't care about the way you think it looks on me. Am I gonna ask? Yeah. You know what I mean? But ultimately, if I like the way it looks, I'm going to get it. If I'm buying a fragrance, I don't care how you feel about the way it smells. I'm wearing it on my body. Okay? If I like the scent, I'm gonna get it. If I wanna write a song, I'm gonna write a song. If I'm gonna, watch this movie, I don't care who says it's bad. Do you know how, like, When the history YouTube Dramageddon went on with Mr. B and vlogging through history and Monsieur Z, nobody knew who those people were, but I still spread the gospel. I still spread the word. You know what I mean? I didn't need anybody telling me it was okay, or I didn't need the people to go viral on TikTok in order for me to watch it or scream from the rooftops that I watch it. You know what I mean? Or The Silence of the Lambs. You know how many people call me weird for loving The Silence of the Lambs and that being my favorite movie of all time? Everybody. I don't care. That's still my favorite movie. And I'm still gonna watch it all the time. And I'm still gonna scream from the rooftops how phenomenal it is. And yes, I am working on a video essay talking about why Hannibal is not the villain and why neither is Buffalo Bill. Um, Actually, Cam, hey girl, if you're ever gonna see this, I don't know. I going back and watching that video, I realized going back and watching episode 2, I didn't watch the whole thing, so maybe I did touch on it. But I did go back and see those parts, and I was talking in circles about why Hannibal wasn't the villain. And I'm squinting a lot because I don't have my glasses on, but so I can't see anything. But so just excuse the squints. And so yeah, I don't need anyone's permission. I don't need anyone's validation. I want to write a video essay, so I'm gonna write a video essay. And who's gonna check me? You know what I mean? I love ASMR. I love it down. Do most people think it's weird? Yeah. So I like it. I'm gonna watch it. You know? And I think, like, because of the way our society is set up, so many people are relying on someone to tell them it's okay to do something. I'm not waiting on that okay. I'm gonna just go do it. You know what I mean? And so I think so often we shame people for the littlest things that people feel like they can't be themselves. You know what I mean? Somebody listens to music and you shame them for listening to that music. What do I shame people for listening to bad music? Yes, I do. You know, but you know what? Listen to that bad music. Will I listen to Google Me by Kim Zolciak? Yes, I will. Who's gonna check me about it? You know what I mean? Like, listen to that weird song. You know, listen to Rod Wave. It's okay to like bad music. You know what I mean? And, like, but I feel like I'm trying to get out of my shaming era because I feel like as I grow up and get older, it's so corny to, like, shame someone for liking what they like. But, like, we do it so much that people are afraid to, like, play the music that they like to play, or talk about their favorite movie because they don't want people to judge them, or, you know, all these other crazy different things. And I'm just like, girl, live your freaking life. You could die tomorrow. And what are we going to say about you? You were unapologetically everyone else? No. You know what I mean? You could die tomorrow and you would have lived your whole life doing everything for other people's approval instead of approving of yourself first. You know, because the thing is listen, I think that I have amazing taste. I think that I truly believe that I'm the most remarkable person to ever live. One of the most remarkable people to ever live. And guess what? That's okay for me to do. I don't care if you think I'm cocky. So, I could die tomorrow. And I'm glad I was cocky while I lived. You know? And again, like when taking pictures of yourself, you should think that you're the moment. You should think that you are one of the most remarkable people to ever live. Now, granted, you also should be, because the thing is, I am. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you might not be, but I am one of the most remarkable people to ever live. So, you know, maybe if you're not all that remarkable, don't think it too much. You can think that I'm one of the most remarkable people. That's okay. But if you're not all that remarkable, just understand that. You know what it is? It's not you should think that you're one of the most remarkable people to ever live. You should be honest with yourself about what's going on. You know, you should think very highly of yourself. You should have a very high opinion of yourself, but you should also mix it in with realism. You know what I mean? I'm not about to walk around saying, you know, I'm the best built, you know, thing since sliced bread, but I'm gonna still say I'm a good singer because I am. I'm still going to say that I'm super talented and I can draw very well because I can. I'm going to say that I'm super smart because I am. I'm going to say that I have great taste in movies because I do. You know what I mean? I have great taste in fashion because I do. Sorry. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just think a lot more people need to be you need to feature yourself. You should, you know what I mean? You should be, you should like yourself. You should do things, cuz a big thing I realize is people that don't like themselves, it's because you don't accept yourself. You don't like yourself cuz you don't accept yourself. You know what I mean? You don't like the way you look because you don't accept that that's just the way you look and that's who you are. You know what I mean? You don't like the way you sing. You think you're a bad singer because you just haven't accepted the fact that you're just not a singer, and that's okay. You better go sing that poorly from the top of your lungs. You know, you don't like your taste in you know what I mean? Like, you don't like yourself because you don't accept yourself, because you haven't looked at your life and sat and thought, this is my life. It is what it is, and I'm gonna do the best I can. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not the best artist, you know, drawing and painting, so what? Accept that fact. And if you love to draw and paint, you can still draw and paint. You know? Like, who said you have to be great at painting to still go and buy paint and paint brushes and paint your heart out? Who says you have to be, well, never mind. I was gonna say, who says you have to be good at singing to record an album? I mean, you can record it, but keep it in the drafts. You know what I mean? Keep it at home. You don't have to bring that out to other people. But again, if you love singing more than anything else in this world, who says you can't record an album? Now, granted, if you do love singing and you're not that great at it, I would say you should go get lessons. You know what I mean? Get a coach. But still, you know what I mean? Like, I do it too, because a big reason why I don't why I don't record episodes is because I'm scared that they're not going to be the best ever. But one thing I will say, something I always tell myself is everything can't be your magnum opus. Everything can't be your magnum opus. If everything is your best work, then nothing is your best work. Because even when you produce your best work, it's just another day at the office. There needs to be peaks and valleys for you to have peaks and valleys. You know what I mean? There's no peaks without a valley. Everything can't be your best work, because then the previous best work, what is that, dog shit? You know what I mean? Is that chopped liver? You know? But yes, like, you can't be amazing at everything. You don't have to be amazing at everything, but that should not stop you from doing what makes your heart sing. One of my favorite TikTokers now is Courtney Cook. Courtney, I love Courtney. She eats the craziest stuff. But when I tell you, I've never seen someone enjoy food more than her. She will have, I just watched her eat, you know, the soy sauce eggs, the marinated eggs. She ate one of those with I did almost just throw up in my mouth. I love you, Courtney, girl. With a huge glob of mayonnaise and those fried onions. And a marinated green onion, a boiled egg, marinated in a sauce, like a soy sauce based, you know, sauce, with a glob of mayonnaise, fried onions, and green onion on top. A full green onion. And it looked, and she enjoyed it. Because that's what she likes, so she's gonna eat it. You know what I mean? There's so many people who are afraid to try different things because people are going to think it's weird, or I'm not good at this, so I'm not going to do it. Whatever. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Do it and do it bad. Do it and do it bad. There is nothing better than someone who is so bad at something, but they are so undeniably confident that they're selling it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, go out and do the thing. If you want to do it, who can stop you? If you want to do something that you enjoy, that's not harming anybody else, do it. You know, but we shame people when, they put out their first song and it's not great. When they post their artwork and it's not great yet. Or, we call it cringy when someone starts a new venture, when someone starts a new thing. I saw somebody say recently to be cringe is to be free. And it is. Because who's cringing at it? Everyone else? So you're going to dictate your life by somebody else? Who told you that? I bet it was somebody else. Why would you listen to them? You know what I mean? Be cringy. Because I bet it makes your heart sing. We all need to start trying to find things that make our heart sing. You know what I mean? Do I know any other Tina Turner fans? I know of one other Tina Turner fan in my life. And I'm still going to have her behind me. I have her record in front of me. I have a picture of her on my wall. I have her sheet music on my wall as well. For example, I went to Dollar General and I walked in and they had a Dolly Parton display. And there was a $5 picture frame with a picture of Dolly Parton inside of it. Is it sitting on my wall right above me? Yes, it is. Is it because TikTok told me to? No. Is it because someone said that's really cute? No. Did I get judged for it? Yes. But I saw it and I said, I need that. That's going to make my heart sing. And you know what happens every time I see it? I like to cook and I like to bake breads and cookies and pies and cakes. And so I got it. Is this podcast cringy? Yes. Well, not podcast. It's an experience. Is this experience cringy? Is me calling it an experience cringy? Yes. But who cares? Calling it an experience makes my heart sing. So who is going to check me? People need to be themselves, and we need to stop shaming people for being themselves. My favorite people of all time are people that are themselves unapologetically, without any sort of, they don't care in the world. They're just themselves, because those are the people who move culture, who shift culture. Because where does culture go if we have nothing new? It's always the girls who are willing to go out on a limb and try the new thing that push us forward. Those are the girls. You know what I mean? One day I was going to say, you're going to piss me off. And instead of me off, I just said, you're going to piss. And I said, I like that. It's like a curse. So I started saying, you're going to piss. Don't piss. You're pissing. You know what I mean? And everybody started saying it because it was fun. It was new. Am I iconic? Yes. Do I have a lot of catchphrases? Yes. Am I the one who's going to have the new little saying that might be a little corny at first, but the girls get into it later? Yes. And that's why I'm the one. And that's why, and again, my opinions. I come out and say them. I say my hot takes. My hot take is that, I don't know, I'm going to come up with one. Either way, but I give them anyway, and that's why I have my show. That's why I have my experience. That's why I have Blair's Always Right. Because you're sitting home too worried about sharing your opinions, and so you don't want to... My fingernails still blue from eating Takis. Oh my God. I came on here with my fingernails stained from eating Takis, and you were too busy sitting down, not wanting to share your fingernails that were stained from Takis. But I'm going to do it anyway, because I'm the one that's bold. Go out there and be bold. Who cares? Every time I get insecure about my voice, I see videos of people singing. They're not singing that great, but they're singing confidently and everyone loves them. And I'm like, oh, I don't have to be this idea of perfection. You know what I mean? When I see people doing things confidently out publicly, and I'm like, oh wow, I spent my whole time, shaming myself and being hard on myself for not being this, upper echelon, perfect, never fails type of thing, when I could have just been myself out loud and proud. And I truly feel like it's my duty on here on earth to try and teach people that, because y'all gotta be yourselves. There's nothing I hate more than someone who everything they say comes from TikTok. Every song they listen to comes from TikTok. Every show they watch is because everyone's watching it. Everything they do is because someone else did it. Not even just one other, but because everyone else is doing it. Those are the worst type of people to be around because there's no personality there. Who are you? You don't even know. You know what I mean? My favorite type of people are the people who no one else is like them. You know, every sentence they say, I'm like, wow, that's a new sentence that's never been spoken before. You just came up with a new thing. You know what I mean? Like, because they're not, I can't stand being around people that are like everybody else. You know, and of course we're all products of our time, of our environment. So I'm not saying there's nothing that I do that's like other people, or I never follow any trends, or I never watch a show because it's popular. You know what I mean? Because we all do. But people who are almost allergic to the notion of being themselves, like, find that little weird show and watch it. Find that little weird movie and watch it. Find that little weird song and listen to it because you like it. Anytime someone asks me, should I get this? And I already said this, but I always say it. Do you like it? Does it make your heart sing? Do you like the way it looks on you? Then get it. You have to be okay with you. You have to accept yourself. So many people don't accept themselves. And what I will say is I really feel like truly there are certain things that I'm almost like not scared to admit on here, but like scared to just say out loud because then they're real. But truly I feel like that's why queer people, anyone under the queer umbrella, anyone of any gender identity, usually are the people that are most in a lot of ways okay with themselves because they have accepted themselves enough to say, you know what, yeah, is everyone in society telling me I shouldn't be this way? Yes, but the thing is I am this way and I have no choice but to be that. You know what I mean? And I especially feel like with trans people because there's this thing of everyone saying, you know, I should be this, da 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 da. But then looking inside yourself and saying, no, but this is my truth. And I have no choice but to be that. So even though everyone's saying I shouldn't be that, I have no choice. I have to be myself. I have to accept myself for who I am and live that out and proud. You know what I mean? And that's why the dolls are transcendent. Hello. What else are we here to talk about? Like, also now shifting from talking about everybody else, let's talk about me. I feel like I'm in a new era. I feel like I'm really in an era of growth. I'm in an era of reflection and moving past. Excuse me. I just, like, parts of me feel very new. Parts of me feel, everything does in a way like feel cyclical. Like I'll go back and watch my like Instagram stories from like last year, my close friend stories from last year, and like I'll be like, wow, I'm going through the same exact thing right now, you know, or I remember that happening. Oh, I missed that. You know what I mean? And it's and things are coming back and happening again. Feelings are coming back and happening again. And I feel like I'm starting to finally accept things and finally like learn my lesson and finally figure things out for what they really are. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I feel like I'm growing up. I need to stop fake crying. Cause when I really fake cry, I really get into it, Miss Thing. Listen. Okay, anyway, yes, I just feel like I'm in a little more of a grown up era, a little more. We'll just say that. I feel like I'm definitely in a lot of ways focused on myself a lot more. When am I not focused on myself? Okay. But I just feel like definitely these past few months and even just more recently, I'm just accepting a lot more things about myself and stepping into a lot more things. Like I feel like even like with style, there's a lot of things where I was like always wanted to dress a certain way, but I was always too scared to, and now I feel like I'm starting to, or at least opening the doors to, you know what I mean? Or even, you know what, even picking up this mic and starting to do this again. I haven't done this in what, 6 months? Just me talking on the mic for like an hour in like 6 months. I've spent this whole 6 months like, you know, I really should do it. I know I should do it. I really want to do it. And now today I'm freaking doing it. You know, I really feel like I am starting to finally do the things that I've been kind of putting off a lot. Um, it, but also, like, I feel like in a lot of ways too, I feel like a lot of my dreams and aspirations, you know, last year felt like right in my reach. And then as soon as Donald Trump won the election, felt very like farther than ever before. For whatever reason, I feel like a lot of those dreams are starting to feel a lot more realistic. Like, I don't know, I always kind of feel like, you know, all of my dreams are right around the corner, but there is something that feels like in the next few months I'm going to make like a really big decision and like a really big risk, and I'm just going to take it. I really in a lot of ways am ready to do it. I feel like I'm sick and tired of monotony. I'm sick and tired of just what is happening to my voice. Hold on, okay? One moment. Okay, something's going on with my voice today, and we're just gonna have to let it rock. And radical acceptance, radical acceptance, radical acceptance. Okay. Um, but yeah, I'm sick and tired of the same old, same old. I'm so ready to go out and grab what I've been reaching towards for like my whole life. I want to move to a city. I want to start just like getting in front of any camera, getting on any stage, getting in front of any microphone. I want to be in front of people doing anything they'll let me do, and I'm so ready for it. I am so ready for it. I feel like I've never been more ready. Um and I feel like there's been so many times in my life where I could have taken a risk. Even with going off to university, I could have did it, and I could have said, "Girl, I'll just have to be hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. I need to go." You know what I mean? And figure it out when I get there. But I didn't. I chose to make the easier decision. And while sometimes it's sometimes it is wise to make the easier decision, you know, but I feel like I'm ready to stop making the easy choice, and I feel like in a lot of ways I'm ready to start taking risks. You know what I mean? And I feel like I just want to go out and just do it, you know? And I feel like I'm in an era where I'm starting to really feel like that's in reach, and where I'm really starting to feel like I should just do it. You know, there's a lot of things, and more recently, even just accepting certain things about myself, being more honest with different parts of myself, I've definitely been a lot more I've stopped doubting myself in a lot of areas and just started doing it. You know what I mean? And I know I'm speaking very amorphously, but you'll just have to understand. Like, girl, I don't know. I don't know. I'm just, you know, it's 2016. It's time of realizing stuff. Me and my friends were all realizing things. But, you know, it's like, I think parts of me are starting to accept that I'm getting older. I'm 19. But you know what I mean? But that I am starting to reach an age where it's okay for me to make a mistake. It's okay for me to fall. You know what I mean? I have my whole I have my whole 50s to make good decisions. You know what I mean? Like, I'm 19 years old. You know, and while our country is crashing down, there's still gleams of hope in different areas, and I just think um I'm 19 years old. I have the ability and permission to take risks and fail and flop and make bad decisions and do something dumb. You know what I mean? I have time. I have I have space to do that, you know? And I'm starting to accept that a lot more too, because so much about me. Okay, I think I have OCD. Oh my gosh, I haven't talked about this on the pod. It's not a pod. I haven't talked about this on the experience. I'm trying to train myself. I think that I have OCD. I think that I have pure OCD. Um, and yes, and a big part of why I think that, self-diagnosing here, okay, um for me, I feel like if I'm not going to do something perfect, I just shouldn't do it, which again I'm trying to break out of a lot more and just accept things for what it is this episode great? No. So I'm still going to edit it, I'm still going to put it out. So catch me on the next one. I don't know what to tell you. um but yeah, and so I keep feeling like everything has to be perfect right now, and I keep feeling like I'm running out of time, but I'm not. I'm not. I have all the time in the world, you know? And I'm starting to accept that. And I'm starting to realize that like it's okay. I don't have to, my dreams don't have to come true tomorrow. They don't. As much as I would love them to, they don't have to come true tomorrow, and they probably won't. And that's okay. So I can do dumb stuff now, and I can start things now. You know what I mean? Like, again, I always feel like if the conditions are not perfect, I can't accept it. You know what I mean? Me putting out this episode after like 6 months. You know, like I kept feeling like the conditions aren't perfect. I don't feel like it's gonna be great. I don't have a lot on my mind. I'm just not gonna do it. Now I'm doing it. You know, and also like this podcast does not have to be the most perfect, amazing podcast. This experience does not have to be the most amazing, most perfect experience ever in the world. And that's okay. I'm just having fun. It's okay to just have fun and it not be amazing. That like I feel like that lesson in accepting things and accepting myself and all those things are things that I still am learning, but definitely implement a lot. And so yeah, I feel like I'm just in an acceptance era. I feel like I'm in a growth era. I feel like I'm in a reflective era, looking back and like realizing what I should have done differently, what I can do differently moving forward. I feel like I'm learning a lot of lessons. I'm in a lesson learning era. Girl, my voice, I just got to start smoking cigarettes. What's going on? What's going on? And I also just feel like in a lot of ways too, just certain things are happening. Like in class for video production, we had to film like a short film, and of course I was the main character. I didn't choose the main character life. The main character life chose me. Um and I got to like record like a little, you know, 1, 2, 3, you know what I mean? And like improv and tell and be funny and joke around and all these things, and it's caught on camera, and I got to like act in a way, you know what I mean? Of course I wasn't acting too much, a lot of it was just me being myself, but but still, you know, like I still got to do something I've always wanted to do, you know? And I got to edit together a trailer, you know what I mean? I'll put the link to the trailer in the description. And even that trailer, like I had an idea and I executed the idea, and it like I did that. You know? That's something I've always wanted to do, film something, record something, be funny, and I did it. You know? So, yeah, I hope moving forward in my life, I can continue accepting even more things about myself and being more open and honest and real with myself and with the world. I hope I get to achieve even more of my dreams. Oh my gosh. And even though it's December 10th and I still have 3 months and 10 days until I turn 20, um, and move into my ninth house perfection year, you know what I mean? You know, I'm hoping I'm ready to accept the challenges coming ahead. I hope there's something telling me that next year I'm going to move away. There's something telling me next year I'm going to pull the plug, do the stupid thing, take a risk and just go. Will I do it? I don't know. But I hope I will. I really really hope I will. I'm so ready to go. I'm so ready to go. Oh my gosh. Let me tell you, living in a small town in a small state is not for the iconic. It's not. I need to be somewhere else. Being here, is not the tea. If you are an icon, you should not be subjected to a small town in a small state. Like that just don't even make sense. Those things don't go together. They really don't. Oh, I'm crying. Why did I get Okay, I'm gonna cut this out, but I just have to say it. There is Am I gonna cut this out? I don't know. There is a university I found. All I will say is that this girl that I follow on TikTok, nope, on Instagram, and she's like a leftist activist and girl really be in the paint organizing and stuff like that. She goes there, and I've heard of it a few times, even pondered, not even pondered, just heard the name and was like, oh, okay. Um and low key I'm thinking, what if I transferred there after community college? What if I get my associate's degree and take the plunge and move to New York City? What if I just do it? And I just got an email from them and that reminded me. What if I just do it? Oh yeah, also something that's happened while we've been we'll call it the break. Something we'll call it in my break from the experience. Rachel Zegler, You Will Always Be Famous. Her rendition of her any Evita that's not Elaine or Patty, I get skeptical. And so when she was announced as Evita, I said, "Oh, I'm listening." And I was a little nerve. I was a little nerve word. And then they released the cast album and oh my god. My test for if you're for a good Evita is Rainbow High. If your Rainbow High sounds a Rainbow Fool, I'm gonna be upset. And so I listened to it and it was phenomenal. And I said, Rachel, Rachel, Rachel. It was so good. Rachel, you will always be famous. Oh my gosh. Actually, while we're talking about what happened in the break, let's talk about my most recent semester of college. Okay? Actually, let's talk about the summer semester first. It was horrible. Anyway, next. Fall semester. Socially, I had a great time. Last semester, I was very, you know what I mean? I came out of my shell a little bit, but I still had the remnants of high school. High school was horrible for me. Now that I'm in college and I'm remembering who I used to be pre-pandemic, pre-high school, I forgot how bad high school was for me. It was horrible. Anyway, I feel like first semester I was still, in my shell a little bit, was still, you know. Then last semester I came out of my shell a lot more, you know what I mean? But I was at a different campus and so I didn't really know these people like that. And then at the other campus I was that I'm regularly at, I was only in one class. So you know what I mean? I was coming out of my shell a little bit still, was but this semester I was like, girl, honey, I'm the one. You know what I mean? So I feel like I met a lot of new people that I'm really happy to have met. I feel like I was very much in my element, doing my big one, talking to everybody, anybody, whatever the case may be. But academically, oh my gosh. This is the first time, no. This is the first time I really almost failed a class. Because last semester I almost failed a class, but then once the grades were put in, I was like at an 80 something. So I was like, oh, we're great. This time I was at a 72. I was 3 points from failing. Okay, I almost did. Girl. They almost got me. That GPA was a 4.0 the first semester. Now it is not that, you know. So academically went great, but it could have been a lot worse. I took intro to video production. I took layout and design. I took oral communications and I took digital storytelling. I learned a lot of valuable things. I really did. My schedule was horrible. I had to be an hour away from my home at 9 a.m. which means I need to leave the home by 8 a.m., which means a lot of days I got up at 4 a.m. As the semester wound down, I stopped caring and I said, okay, girl, I'm getting up at 6. I don't care. But for a couple weeks there, I was getting up at 4 because I needed time to watch TV, make breakfast, do all the things, you know? Also, me and my sister, we hung out a lot because she comes with me and, well, takes me there, to be honest. And we went out to eat and we went shopping and we went to new places and we had fun. I went to this store. Oh my gosh, girl. I literally walked in. I could smell the pronouns. I said, oh, I'm home. You know what I mean? It felt good. You know, I bought a lot of like just queer shit. Just like everything just queer. Just gay and just queer and just pronouns and stuff. They actually had little pronoun pins. Oh my gosh, actually I got this from there. It's a little pin, not a pin at all, a magnet with divine speech from Pink Flamingos when she said, kill everyone now, condone first degree murder, advocate cannibalism, eat shit. Filth is my politics, filth is my life. You know what I mean? So girl, if they're selling divine magnets, girl, we're getting, girl, to the max. Girl, you know what I mean? We're not just this, girl, we're this. We're this. You know what I mean? And I had so much fun. And yeah. This last semester was, I'm glad it's over. I'm so sorry to everyone. I'm glad it's over. I've been waking up every day to birds chirping and angels singing. Excuse me. To birds chirping and angels singing. Not having assignments brings a certain level of beauty to my life. You know what I mean? Joy to my life. You know, greatness to, you know, there's a sort of brevity to my life now that I don't have anything due at 11:59. What's today? What day of the week? Today's Wednesday. I would have had a Zoom this morning had we still been in the semester. I didn't have a Zoom this morning. No, I didn't. I had a good time this morning. You know what I mean? So yeah. Any other updates? Y'all know nothing. I don't got nothing going on in my life. Nothing changed. At least like in the circumstances of my life, nothing changed. You know. Yes. I've taken fashion risks. And again, even with dressing, this semester I have so much like I was excited to put on outfits because I was actually starting to dress in ways that I've wanted to my whole life. You know what I mean? Even figuring out my hair a little bit more. We're still working on it. We're still figuring out what works, what doesn't. But, you know, I've been a little bit more confident in my hair. I'm just in an era of doing the things I've always wanted to do. You know? So in the break, I've done a lot of things I've always wanted to do. I've had a lot of fun times, a lot of great times, a lot of going into academic psychosis because these assignments, girl, they've been stressing me out, but that's mainly mental problems that I've been facing and challenged with. I've been listening to a lot of good music. I watched Sophie's Choice for the first time a couple weeks ago. Oh no, it was over a month ago. Whatever. Phenomenal movie, changed my life. Meryl Streep, you will always be famous. You will always be exactly that girl you always thought that you were. Kevin Kline, phenomenal actor. Watch Sophie's Choice. Watch Dave. Hello, he's great in Dave. Yes, I've watched so many good movies. Shiva Baby 2 I watched recently. Great. I Love LA is so good. Please go watch I Love LA with Rachel Sennett and Jordan Firstman and Odessa Azion, I think is how you say her last name, and True Whitaker and all the other people that are on the show. It's a phenomenal show. It's so fun. It's just a good time. If you want a good time, go watch I Love LA. Was watching The West Wing. I've kind of fallen off from it for a bit. I'm trying to get back into it, but the season 2 finale of The West Wing is the greatest episode of television that I've ever seen. The scene in the church, in the chapel after the funeral. Oh my God. Martin Sheen, the man that you are. Oh my good God. Actually, what time are we at? We're over an hour and a half, whatever. Martin Sheen, the man that you are, the legend that you are, Martin Sheen. Oh, I've been watching a lot of Housewives as well. Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. You will always be famous. Oh my gosh, those ladies are my family. Um, Real Housewives of Potomac. I haven't been watching it. I watched the first couple of episodes, but they started. I just was sick of seeing just BS every week. But Stacey, you will always be a legend. I knew last year that you were a legend. Um, and I always stuck by your side. And now we're here. I'm still by your side, and you're still the legend and diva you thought you were. She said, Cookie said, stop pointing at me. She said, let me walk over here so I can point. She kept pointing. Oh, Stacy, I love you. Stacy! And, yeah. So, yeah. I think with that, that has been another episode of Blair's Always Right. So please remember, go out in the world, talk your shit, run your mouth, and give the world all of your opinions. But remember that Blair's always what? Exactly.